Great opportunity to come here this weekend because, when we think of other shows that come up next year, this point in the season to have a show and be able to meet people and talk about what's happening and what your ideas are is one of the things that this event really brings people together for that. So can't say quite yet, but got some good ideas. I'm sure whatever happens, it's going to be exciting.
Good, very excited. So when do you get into this Batmobile?
I think I've got about half an hour at the moment, so we're literally just waiting for them to set up the pedals and a few things like that, just get me comfy in the car, and then look, even the rain stopped, it's drying out there, so I couldn't have timed it any more perfectly, really.
Very nice, good. All right, thank you, Charlie. We'll try and grab you afterwards. Someone that has just got out of the car is Anthony Reid, so thank you very much. We'll come over here. He doesn't actually know that I'm going to pounce on him, and so we'll just have to rudely interrupt their conversation. Poor old Anthony. Sorry.
Oh, hi.
You're live on Facebook. How are you? We're old pals. I've known Anthony since the very, very beginning in motorsport. In fact, I think I may have even driven your car badly, probably in Spa or somewhere, with some RMA day.
We had a great RMA day. It was also combined with GRC, the Goodwood Road Racing Club. That was fabulous. A couple of days, very good dinner, staying in a fabulous hotel, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was very nice, wasn't it? You've just driven the Praga. What was it like?
Well, baptism by fire, because we put slicks on, which I think was a mistake.
Okay. Yeah.
And the session had started slightly early. But as soon as I went out, I lost all the temperature in the tyre, and it then was like driving on ice.
Oh, my word.
So I only made 3 laps,
Oh dear.
came back in, and that was it. So, I mean, it's a brilliant car. I tested LMP3 here a couple of years ago. I raced at Le Mans in LMP 675. So I'm very familiar with this style of car. It's like a single-seater with mudguards and a little bit of a roof. But it's most definitely not a saloon car or a GT car. It's a proper pucker racing car.
They're not, I've heard the name, but they've actually been around for like years, haven't they?
Yes.
Since time began, like 1907, I think the actual brand was born.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I came across them at Celtic Manor in the summer. There was a bit of a car show there, and they had a car on display, and I took a great deal of interest in it, and they said, come and test it. So here I am.
Nice too. And so is this a new partnership, maybe?
Yes, possibly.
We'll just do our own little deal here.
Absolutely. It's really the story of my life. I just turn up for a test and something happens and maybe it goes well. Maybe a sponsor gets interested.
Tough life, isn't it, Anthony?
Well, it's my 44th year of racing cars.
Yeah.
So
you're allowed to have that privilege now, aren't you?
Nothing's ever guaranteed in life, but if you put your face around at events like this, you're increasing your chances.
Where are we going to see your face 2020 then?
Well, hopefully at the Goodwood events, members meeting, of which I'm a house captain.
Yeah.
My house, Methuen House, has won 4 times out of the last 6 editions, including a hat-trick. So,
how many times have you won the tug of war? Because last time I saw that, you weren't so good at that one.
No, I won the first time. That was the first year, but I seem to have been beaten ever since.
Yeah.
But the house has still been winning, because we've got some really enthusiastic members.
Yeah.
Then Festival of Speed, Goodwood Revival, so those will be the backbone to next season, and a lot of other stuff besides. I mean, I was at the Spa 6 Hours and an E-Type Jaguar, which was great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just last month.
Do you still do any track days?
Not so many these days. I'm always available.
Have some time off, haven't you?
I'm always available if you need some tuition.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Because I've basically told every championships down here in the pit lane that I'm going to go and enter their championship. So I need a lot of tuition if I'm going to be entering all of these.
Have you got your racing license?
No,
That was a good
I know that.
point.
We'll start there. That's fine. I'll be taught by the best. So what happens next? Are you finished now for the day?
I'm finished for the day. I mean, I think the day's drawing to a close.
Yeah.
4 o'clock or something it finishes.
It's been a great show.
So I shall be off to the White Horse in Silverstone.
Oh, very
really
nice.
Good pub. Motor racing pub.
Oh, very nice too. And all your fans will be waiting outside now that they know where you are.
Let's hope
Good.
so.
Anthony, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at Goodwood.
Great. Thank you.
Europe's only on-track motorsport exhibition is back. Motorsport Days Live offers you a fresh opportunity to come together and experience Silverstone Circuit from the iconic wing facility. Source from an array of diverse exhibitors, learn from industry experts, as well as find new race teams, championships and manufacturers, whilst actually getting on track and sampling cars and products live on the international circuit. For tickets and more information, visit motorsportdays.live now.
This is a very nice stand. We're here with Jess Shanahan, racing mentor. This is a proper guest setup you got here.
Yeah, it is. I wanted somewhere where drivers, clients, friends could just come kind of chill out and enjoy their time at the show, because obviously it's a bit chaotic if you're on track or, you know, walking around talking to people. I wanted like a chill space, tea, coffee, biscuits, that kind of thing.
It's like my favourite stand. You can sit here and read her amazing book, Get Paid to Race. Tell us about this.
So I launched it last year at this very event, and yeah, it's now been dubbed, which is very humbling to me, the Sponsorship Bible. So I wanted to write a book that helped as many drivers or aspiring drivers as possible to get sponsorship, because I know that so many people struggle with those kind of business skills, and a lot of people still kind of see sponsorship as a business supporting a driver, sticker on a car, that's it, when actually there's a bit more kind of two-way effort involved there. So I wanted to kind of write a book that encompassed everything, all of like my kind of motorsport and marketing and PR background into one kind of easy, accessible package.
I've read this book. I read it last year and it was absolutely brilliant. And what you say is exactly right. It's a real, very up to date. You bring in all the social media elements, even down to explaining Twitter, Facebook, don't you? And the things that people genuinely do need to know and be doing now. Whereas, like you say, I think, you know, if people aren't in the know, then they're just like blinded by what sponsorship actually means. We all think we have to go off and make a PDF and put that out to people, and there's just so much more to it, isn't it, nowadays?
Yeah, and actually social media and all of the different kind of online magazines, publications and stuff out there, it might seem overwhelming, but it also presents a ton of opportunities, because if you're in a series that doesn't necessarily get TV coverage, well, there's YouTube, there's social media, you can get that reach in other ways, and that's really, really powerful for racing drivers.
Yeah. And things like the social media presence, like people are whole packages, aren't they? And they have to be. They cannot just be good behind the wheel these days.
Yeah, it's about being so much more than a racing driver, and although obviously on-track skill is important, how you work with a business and the value that you can provide, the way you show yourself on social media, as a presenter, whatever it might be, is really important to a business, and you just need to kind of start thinking beyond, well, I'm great behind the wheel of a car, but what else? Because it's the what else that businesses will buy into.
And this isn't actually just only for racing drivers, is it? You know, it kind of is across the board.
Yeah, so it's relevant across all of motorsport, but there are athletes in other sports who are using it. Marketing companies have it. Businesses who are trying to, do sponsorship activation is kind of a bit of a behind the scenes of what drivers should be doing for them. So yeah, it's really relevant, and it's so nice that it's kind of gone beyond that initial target audience that I wrote it for.
It's doing so well. You've started writing another book, haven't you?
I have started writing another book, as if this wasn't enough. Yeah. I'm writing a book on imposter syndrome, because it's something I struggled with, especially starting my own business 3 years ago, and moving into an industry that is, already full of like all these great people, and I was kind of really struggling with how I fit in. Worked with a life coach, overcame it, and decided that I needed to write my own story, but also provide really just practical, normal advice, without too much kind of science or psychology in there to kind of overwhelm people. Just, okay, if you're feeling bad about yourself, look at all the compliments that you've received in the past. Or if you struggle with getting compliments, here's how you need to change your mindset and kind of reframe what you're thinking. And actually writing the book has been really cathartic. And any time that I'm feeling a bit kind of stressed or down, I'll write a bit of the book and I remember how far I've come. And I think that's really powerful, and I hope that's going to come across to other people when it finally launches in March.
Very fact that you could even have those doubts in my brain when you're sitting in front of this incredible stand is just beyond me, but that's how the brain works, isn't it? Good. And so why Motorsport Days?
So I did it last year because I realised that it was the perfect audience for what I was trying to do with Racing Mentor. And I wanted to write this book, and I thought, oh, I'll write a book for Motorsport Days Live. And it was brilliant. It really kind of, I would say it skyrocketed the business and my career. I was kind of doing things part-time and just helping a few drivers out, but launching the book made me do things a little bit more seriously, and having a really professional setup somewhere where there were just drivers and motorsport people coming along was brilliant. So it was a no-brainer to come along this year and just do it on a much larger scale.
Anything else that you want to tell us?
I just want to say to all the drivers out there who are struggling with sponsorship that it's just a small mindset shift to start thinking about your value and what you're doing. And if anyone is kind of watching this and they're at the show and they want to come by and just ask some questions or get some advice, I'm here. Come have a coffee.
And some biscuits. Thank you very much, Jess, and best of luck for the rest of your season, year, and with this.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Europe's only on-track motorsport exhibition is back. Motorsport Days Live offers you a fresh opportunity to come together and experience Silverstone Circuit from the iconic wing facility. Source from an array of diverse exhibitors, learn from industry experts, as well as find new race teams, championships and manufacturers, whilst actually getting on track and sampling cars and products live on the international circuit. For tickets and more information, visit motorsportdays.live now.
Top. terrible. Well, no, they so the older car had an issue
That's good, isn't it?
but yeah, I did say
Got the ice there again.
yeah, what happened?
Stuck in the isolator in, took the loads of flipping going down there, so the fires have come.
Oh, she did that. I thought she was saying hello to us. Not like because she wants me to film more on her phone. Passed very slowly on that
Yeah.
yeah, that,
Probably meant to be stuck in here now, so she has to come back on the set.
yeah. If they not have the flatbed out, well, you don't really want it on the
Just tow
flatbed.
it, tow it to keep stuck down.
Is she going to lose her time in the car, or is it like there's no way to get that? You don't get that time.
This is the last session.
Yeah.
And,
So she had one lap. To be fair, at least she got
She did get it for free. She did flag her way.
and completely blacked it this morning.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I can't be too terrible.
my
She's
sympathy
in a Prada.
is limited. Yeah, she did have a lap.
The closer I get is iRacing.
Yeah, if you offered me a troll right now, I'd still take it.
Yeah.
One lap. It'll be alright. She's got that. Yeah.
camera spot. Is that alright? Yeah. Cheers. Keep the camera wet, not one about me. Just a heads up, boys, we're finishing about 5 minutes.
Two fantastic days here at Silverstone International Circuit. Motorsport Days Live is coming to a close, 2019, and what a couple of days it's been. So who better to have a chat to than show organiser Ben Wivley? How's it been for you?
Oh, it's just been absolutely fantastic. I won't lie, I'm absolutely exhausted. Putting on the event, it takes 12 months to do and to organise every element as much as possible. The weather's been unkind, however, the Silverstone Circuit has been phenomenal. The grip levels have completely opened my eyes and it's changed it so much. I've been lucky enough to get out on track, but we've had an amazing few days here. We've had over 150 exhibitors. We've had over 200 cars on track, and that's consisting of everything from your McLarens, your Ferraris, all the way down to the clubs. And we've opened the doors to just over 3,000 people. So it's been fantastic.
And almost 20 hours of live streaming as well, which in itself is a huge achievement, isn't it? And it's been great for everyone.
Absolutely, but it's the one thing we wanted to do. The motorsport is very much a family community. We're all the organisers that we work with. They're all very humble and want to bring people into the family, whichever club you go to choose from. And we wanted to kind of show as much as possible through the TV. So thank you to you as well. Thank you for standing out in the cold and interviewing the garages. But it's again something that, for me, I've missed a lot of the other things that have been going on track. So I'll be certainly watching it later next week.
Tell us about next year.
Yep, so next year we'll be back in November, back here at Silverstone. There'll be a few new changes and surprises that are going on, and a few announcements, but one of which is obviously the hotel, the Hilton that's being opposite the wing. The bridge is going to come into play, really excited.
It's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for all your support. I know that I speak on behalf of everyone. It's going to be very exciting in 2020 when Motorsport Days is back, as Ben says, here at Silverstone International Circuit. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Bye bye.